Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Amy Mantis, and today I'm going to tell you some more about triads because this fun never stops. Just like the music never stops for the Grateful Dead, the fun never stops with triads. So in my last triad video, I talked about how you can play triads in a more musical way using a 1-4-5 pattern. So if we're playing in C, here's our 1, here's our 4, here's our 5, here's our 1, and you can put that all over the place. I'll play it in A. There's A, that's your 1 in A. 5 is D. 4 is D, 5 is E. That's your 5. And that's your 1 again. So here's a fun game to play with how well do you know your notes, how well do you know your triads. Let's take a C major triad because we love C. So we'll take a C major triad, keeping C on the G string the whole time. Instead of going 1-4-5 or even 1-3-5, in the case of like an E, C, E minor, G, C, E minor, G, we're going to keep C, the middle note, the whole time. So what we're going to think about is what triads have a C in them. Obviously C. Okay, F has a triad. The F triad has a C in it because the notes are F, A, and C. So F, A, C. So still that 1-4 relationship. I saw the Stones last night. So still that, but what other chord has a C in there for a major triad? There's only one, and that happens to be A flat. Because remember, our notes of a triad are the 1, the 3, and the 5. And so in the case of C, C is the 1, because it goes C, then E, then G. In the case of F, C is the 5, because it's F, A, C. And so then we need to figure out, okay, well, if we have our 1, we have C as a root note and C as the 5th, where do we find C as the middle note? A flat. So let's try that in another spot now. We'll keep C. So, because it's the same 3 chords, we get C, we get, because here C is our root. All right, let's go to the obvious one. We get F, that bar. And then guess what else we get again? A flat. And while that's not inherently like a 1-4-5 or a 2-5-1, it is a really cool sounding pattern. Because if you look at it in the key of C, like I said, you get the 1, which is C, the 4 chord, that 1-4, that there's a name for that, plagal cadence, I think it is. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Where that 4-1, it's a nice resolution. It's not as strong as a 5-2-1, but still good. And then you get, if you're looking at it from the case of C up to A, you get a flat 6. It's a cool thing. So now let's go back to this position here. I kind of jumped ahead, but we're going to go back here. So before we were keeping C as our main note, let's try to keep G as our main note now and watch what happens. Okay, we have C, C, E, G. G is the 5th in that chord, in that triad. G is the root in a G major triad, G, B, D, which leaves us with where does G fall as the 3rd degree, or the third in a triad of a 1-3-5? E flat. E flat, G, B flat. So once again, C, G, E flat. It kind of is jarring because you don't think of that, of a flat 3 as being a major chord. You don't think of a flat 3 being in major. You think of it, oh, it should be E minor. You can do that though. Nothing wrong with that. We have one more note in this triad though. So we did C, we did G, let's do E now. So once again, C remains. Okay, my gut instinct is let's go by shape, which puts E major, E, G sharp, B, and then A major, A, C sharp, E. And again, depending on how you look at it, you can see the relationship as being there's always a 1 and a 4. E, A, 1 to 4 in the key of E. And this one, G, C, 1 to 4, key of G. And then we had C, F, 1 to 4, key of C. A flat happens to be the flat 6. And then again, if you're up here and you have A, E, and C, if you're in E, you're looking at it again as a flat 6, because normally it'd be C sharp would be your 6th degree in the key of E. You also can look at it as a flat 3rd in the key of A, so you get a 1, a flat 3 major. Sounds strange. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's my 5. A 1, a flat 3 major, and then a 5. And there are plenty of songs that do that. When I was talking with my teacher about this, I was like, this feels like a John Lennon thing. And he goes, it kind of is. The Beatles used it. I can't think of any other songs right now that use it, but I can guarantee you there are. And, you know, it's a great jumping off point for learning, okay, well, what are the notes of these triads? If you can keep one as an anchor, you can dance around and explore what's there. So mess around with that. I think it's a really interesting approach to not only learning triads, but you learn those shapes really well, you learn the notes of the fretboard really well, and you get your ear out of the habit of 1-4-5, 1-4-5, or in the case of most pop music, 1-5-6-4. I come from a blues background as a guitar player, so my instinct's like 1-4-5. But the way that I write songs often is not in that idiom. So I personally will probably use this in something I write very soon, and I hope that you find something useful here as well. So as always, thanks for watching. There will be a link in the description with the PDFs for those shapes, and for maybe I'll even do a little write-up of what this concept is, because I think it's a cool game that I had never played before, at least not intentionally. So I hope that you're all doing well, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks for watching.